Well, can you believe it? It's another beautiful day up here in the proper north. So don't believe all those people that say it always rains, all the kids have rickets and we eat nothing but pies from the 24-hour Greggs. Nonsense. Well, some of those things might be right. Anyway, it's time for another quick ride. This time I'm venturing into the borderlands of Scotland before heading back to Northumberland. So at the moment you find me around 6 miles outside of Kelso on the A698, which runs between Hoyk and Kelso. So I'm not going to ride the A698. Instead, I've turned round and I'm heading down the B6401 towards the little village of Morebattle. And as we're starting in Scotland today, and given that Hoyk is the birthplace of Steve Hislop, I've got Neil Mackenzie coming along with me on the ride. Good afternoon, Neil. Now this road is all twists and bends, and it always reminds me of one of my top 3 bikes, the Ducati Hyperstrada. That bike was utterly sublime down here. It had brilliant handling, the perfect engine, and a fabulous ability to brake deep into a corner. And even better, while I'm totally rubbish at wheelies, it would lift the front wheel on corner exits and crests in a low and totally cool way. And for that reason, I reckon the perfect bike for this road is a Supermoto, and I'd love to take, say, the Husqvarna 701 down here. It'd be brilliant. Anyway, we're currently heading eastwards towards the English-Scottish border, and in the distance we can see the Cheviot Hills and the edge of the Northumberland National Park. We've seen the Cheviot Hills in previous videos, but this time we're coming at them from the opposite direction. Now, before I talk about Morebattle, I'm going to shut up and Neil is going to slow down as there's an amusing place name coming up. Well, makes me snigger anyway. Okay, back to Morebattle. So Morebattle is a village in the Scottish borders area of Scotland on the B6401, and it's around 7 miles outside of Kelso. I don't really know what the name means, but as with all villages in Scotland, it has a 20-mile-an-hour speed limit. Now apparently Morebattle has a distinctive traditional Southern Scots dialect, which was studied by a Swiss dialectologist called Rudolf Zei. Not to be confused with a proctologist, of course. Anyway, moving on, and now this part of the road is probably my favourite. I love it. Now, I've been looking at new bikes for 2024, and to be honest, at the time of writing, there's not much catching my eye as yet. The 1300 GS, while it will be dynamically brilliant, is the usual mirror reflection of the rider demographic, and the Triumph 700s make me want to stick a pin in my own eye. However, I am keen to see if the engine that's currently in the Honda Hornet and Transalp makes its way into something else, perhaps a CL750 or GB750, who knows. Also, going back to Supermotos for a moment, Ducati apparently have a single cylinder engine and a Supermoto under development, which could be brilliant, especially for roads such as this. Finally, Husqvarna could be bringing out a Svart Peelen 799, which could be a cracking machine, especially if it's got the design cues of the now discontinued 701. Of course, for me personally, a new bike very much depends on whether the range of movement and my dodgy leg improves following the surgery that I had a while ago. But anyway, enough of that, we're approaching Yetholm. Now, Yetholm actually consists of 2 small villages, Town Yetholm and Kirk Yetholm. Yetholm is famed for being the home to the kings and queens of the Scottish Romanies from the 16th century, and also it's home to a garden of gnomes, as seen on the left-hand side of the road. So Neil has taken us to the village at well under the 20-mile-an-hour speed limit. Thanks for that, Neil. There's a nice village green coming up on the left and a couple of pubs, and now we're about to take a right down the B6352 towards Wooler. Here we go. So as you can see, the Cheviot Hills are now a lot closer, and it won't be long before we hit the Scottish-English border, and that's where I'll be stopping and letting Neil get off. Now, these are some of the lovely crests that I mentioned earlier. So no wheelies on the mighty ADV 350 today, despite Neil trying his best. Now, we're going to take a right-hander down an easy-to-miss, unmarked road. So keep an eye out for the rusty black and white signpost for Wooler. There you go. Now, this is a short single-track linking road, best taken slowly, as you tend to get huge combine harvesters and other threatening pieces of farm machinery coming at you down here. Personally, I'm none too fond of those tractors that have the dirty big spike on the end, kind of terrifying. Anyway, at the little junction here, opposite the brown shed, you want to swing a left onto yet another unnamed road, which again is signposted for Wooler. So Neil has got off now and is thumbing for a lift in search of some Tunnocks tea cakes or a Cadbury's Boost bar perhaps. Okay, as it's me riding now, I'm taking it nice and slow here as we get closer to the border. Now, the border is easy to miss as there's no razor wire, barking dogs or bored, sullen-faced guards cradling machine guns. There is, however, a very small white sign on the right hand side of the road, together, oddly enough, with some noticeably better tarmac on the English side of the road, which just goes to show how mad borders can be. So here we are. Anyway, I'm stopping here for now as I need to make a call and wait for my next special guest to join me for the second half of this ride as we head into Northumberland. So I hope you enjoyed that next instalment, complete with fabulous special guest coming soon. Bye.